What if I told you that the moment you feel like giving up might actually be the moment your life is about to change? Think about that for a second. Right now, somewhere in America, someone is sitting in their car after getting fired. Someone is staring at a rejection email. Someone is wondering if all their hard work has been for nothing. And maybe that someone is you. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you've been trying for months, or even years. Maybe you've done everything right, but nothing seems to be working. And today, you're thinking about quitting. But before you do, I want to tell you a story, a true-to-life story about a man who lost almost everything and how one decision changed his future forever. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may see your own struggles in a completely different way. In 2008, during the financial crisis, a man named Michael was living in Ohio. He wasn't famous. He wasn't rich. He wasn't special in any way that would make headlines. He was just an ordinary American trying to provide for his family. Michael worked at a manufacturing plant for nearly 14 years. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise. Every evening, he came home tired, but he was proud that he could support his wife and his 2 children. Then one day, everything changed. The company announced layoffs. Hundreds of workers were let go. Michael was one of them. At first, he thought it would be temporary. A few weeks, maybe a month. But weeks turned into months, and months turned into nearly a year. His savings disappeared. Bills piled up. Collection notices started arriving in the mail. The stress became unbearable. He stopped sleeping. He stopped smiling. He started believing something dangerous, that he had failed. One evening, after another rejection from a job application, Michael sat alone in his garage. The house was quiet. His kids were asleep. His wife thought he was outside fixing something, but he wasn't. He was sitting in the darkness, staring at the floor, thinking, questioning everything. Why is this happening to me? What's the point of trying anymore? Maybe you've asked those same questions. Maybe you're asking them right now. Michael later said that night was the closest he'd ever come to giving up completely. Not because he was weak, because he was tired. There's a difference. Sometimes people don't quit because they're lazy. They quit because they're carrying a weight no one else can see, a weight that gets heavier every day. As Michael sat there, something unexpected happened. His garage door slowly opened. His 8-year-old daughter stood there holding a piece of paper. "Dad," she said, "I made this for you." It was a drawing. Nothing fancy, just stick figures, a house, a son, and their family holding hands. At the bottom were 6 words, written in messy handwriting. "My dad never gives up." Michael stared at those words, again, and again, and again. My dad never gives up. The truth hit him harder than any rejection letter ever could. His daughter didn't see a failure. She didn't see an unemployed man. She didn't see unpaid bills. She saw her hero. And heroes don't quit. Not because they're fearless, because someone is watching. That night, Michael made a decision. Not a decision to become rich. Not a decision to become successful. Just a decision to keep going one more day. That's it. One more day. The next morning, he woke up and started again. Another application. Another phone call. Another interview. Another rejection. Then another. And another. Months passed. Still nothing. Most people would have quit by then. But Michael remembered the drawing. Every single day. Whenever he wanted to stop, he looked at those 6 words. My dad never gives up. Then something happened. During a temporary warehouse job, he noticed how inefficient the inventory system was. He spent nights teaching himself software basics from free online resources. Slowly, he learned skills he never thought he'd need. One skill led to another. One opportunity led to another. Years later, Michael wasn't working in manufacturing anymore. He became an operations manager for a growing company. His income doubled, then tripled. His family recovered financially. But the biggest lesson wasn't about money. It was about that night in the garage. Because if Michael had quit that night, none of it would have happened. The opportunities, the growth, the better future. None of it. And that's the thing about giving up. When you're in the middle of the storm, you can't see what's waiting on the other side. You only see the rain. You don't see the rainbow. You only see the obstacle. You don't see the breakthrough. You only see the chapter you're in. You don't see the ending. Most people believe success comes from talent. But often success comes from surviving moments that convince other people to quit. Think about that. The difference between failure and success is sometimes just a few more steps, a few more attempts, a few more days. You may be closer than you think. The hardest part is that you don't know it yet. Life rarely sends a message saying, "Hang on, your breakthrough arrives next Tuesday." It doesn't work like that. Instead, life tests your patience, your faith, your resilience, and sometimes your heart. But every person who achieved something meaningful had a moment when quitting felt reasonable. The difference? They stayed. One more day, one more attempt, one more step. So if you're watching this right now, and you're tired, if you've been rejected, if you've been overlooked, if you've cried in silence, if you've been carrying a burden nobody understands, hear this. Your current chapter is not your entire story. This moment is not your final destination. And the fact that you're struggling does not mean you're losing. It means you're still in the fight. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your future. And most importantly, don't give up on yourself. Because somewhere ahead of you is a version of your life you can't see yet. A version that will make all of this pain make sense. Just keep going long enough to meet that person. And if this story touched your heart, comment below, "I will not give up." Write it as a promise to yourself. And remember, the moment you feel like quitting may be the exact moment your life is preparing to change forever.